Hello, welcome to another tutorial on domestic life. For this one we are going to do an exercise called walk the line, and it's continuous line. It's one that we have done before, but we're really going to focus with this exercise on observation and seeing, being able to see what it is that you're trying to draw. And continuous line is a really good kind of best practice for when you're just starting out. Really, the more and more you see, the easier putting the actual lines down on the paper becomes, and it kind of stops the anxiety of attempting quite difficult subjects just as a straight sketch. So we're going to crack on with this today, and I've just got a little arrangement above the range here to practice on. And yeah, it's one of the best skills to learn really for when you're practicing, to kind of really trying to get into your drawing at the beginning. And it's continuous line isn't really just about the drawing. It's more importantly, it's recording visually what you're seeing, and what you're seeing, and recording that really well makes it so much easier to put it down on paper. So we're going to use, I'm going to pan this down now, so excuse the wobbles. Here we go. That's about right. So we are going to use a fine liner pen or biro or the marker pen or the pen that you got in the pack. And the idea of walk the line is I've pretty much done this without taking the pen off. So walking the line is literally what it is. You're taking the line for a walk right across the page. I think I finished about here before I started the video. So it's a real exercise of just using the pen. It's very simple and effective. We're not using any colour with this one, just the line. There'll just be objects that you've chosen from a domestic setting. It could be a cooker, a hoover, food mixer, coal scuttle, anything that you fancy really. The real trick with this is it's head up and down, head up and down, head up and down. So you're looking and drawing and looking and drawing all the time. There's no hard and fast rules about how long your head's up and how long your head's down, just as long as you are spending probably about maybe 65–70% of your time looking, and then the other about 30% of the time putting your lines on the paper. We're not going for accuracy. So I've purposefully drawn the tiles smaller. I've put things slightly out of proportion. It's more about what you are actually seeing that's more important than it being totally accurate on the paper. And continuous line is it's a brain training exercise. So it's not really about having an amazing drawing at the end. If you've got a nice drawing at the end that you like, that's a bonus, but it's not really about that. So there's not really any time when you're keeping your pen on the paper all the time to second guess. When you're taking your pencil on and off the paper all the time, you're always second guessing yourself. Is it right? Is it not right? So the beauty of this is that you keep your pen on the paper, and you have that lovely continuous line drawing. Yeah, and it's domestic life, so you can literally choose anything. You can go and get a load of tools out of the garden shed. Yeah, possibilities are endless really. And this exercise I would recommend probably alongside fast sketches, which I'm going to do a video on as well. Two of probably maybe about 5 or 6 exercises what I'd really recommend to try when you first beginning. And also kind of what I'd like to say as well is don't look at all of these exercises and tutorials that myself and the other artists are putting together as jobs. They're not jobs, they are kind of gateways and us trying to guide you into ways of having relaxing, meditative time, putting nice marks on the paper. And if you're really stuck for time and it starts to build itself up in your head as being a job, pick your pad up, literally just for 10 minutes, time yourself for 10 minutes. Because even if you just do 10-minute drawing twice a day, it's better than doing nothing at all and then talking yourself out of doing anything because you think you need to have an hour and a half to do something. So don't see them as jobs or tasks. So I think I finished there. So with the continuous line, you will have to go backwards and forwards over what you've already done. So it makes it nice and messy. You won't get it accurate with the continuous line, but it's amazing how much it helps you look. Because what your tendency to do is, if you're doing a drawing or a sketch, is you look a little bit and then you spend the rest of the time plugging away on the paper and you end up drawing what's in your head rather than what's in front of you. So we'll just get some of the shadows in here as well. Some nice reflections down here. It's a nice slow pace with continuous line. There's no rush. There's no need to go at it and start scribbling, and you can really take your time with it. And we're back onto the tiles again now. So just keep your pen on. And be proactive with it. Don't kind of be, oh, it's terrifying, you know, I can't do it. Just get the pen on the paper. Nothing bad's going to happen, and just go for it. Be proactive. So I'll rest that while I kind of... So, and these are exercises that can be revisited, retried, and I would recommend, if you're doing, you know, a kind of a view like this, or whatever it is that you've chosen, 3 to 4 times at least. And it's just a really good way to get you going. And also, hopefully if you've seen my tutorials from the first week, what I would say is I wouldn't just watch the tutorials, because myself and the other artists are packing a lot of information into these. And so there might be bits that you miss, bits of guidance that you miss. So I would watch a tutorial, have a go at the exercise, but then I would rewatch it, because when you rewatch it, things will start to make a little bit more sense as well. You know, once you've kind of tried it yourself. So let's get up to, got a pot hanging off the cooker here. There's a handle. Got a bit of a perspective going on there. And there should be a fun exercise to do as well. It shouldn't just be, right, I've got to do the next task. This should be, I mean, if you're intentionally not drawing it perfect anyway, the pressure's off, you know, the anxiety levels are off, because you're not trying to do a perfect representational drawing of something. It's a suggestion, and it's more, you know, you're spending more time looking than doing anything else. And yeah, like I've said before, great brain training exercise. And you shouldn't see it as anything that's got to be analysed at the end and gone over. It should be a nice, calming, chilled out thing to do. Get some tunes on while you're doing it. And to have pages full of continuous line drawings and observations would be lovely in the journals. Loads of different objects all grouped together. You can have them all higgledy-piggledy all over the page. You know, you don't have to stick rigidly to what it is that's being set out. You can bend the rules a little bit. It's always good to bend the rules a little bit when you're doing something creative, because then that puts your own slant on it. Get the lip of the base of the jug. You know, it's nice if you've got beautiful things in your house, it gives you the time to see them and, you know, look at them in a different light instead of just kind of brushing past them every day. So choose some objects that you enjoy, that you like the look of, and try this and then retry it. Definitely re-watch the videos once you've tried exercises. I would highly recommend that, because there is a lot of information that we've all packed into these videos. And things will make more sense when you've watched them over and over again. Just have a go and see how you get on. Thank you very much.